What's your opinion about the educational system? Like nowadays, educational system. How do you think this is going?
Well, in the educational system and in overall education in the ancient years, it used to be something that would give people knowledge. Nowadays, I believe it's something that it tries to fill students' brain with as much information as possible. And knowledge and information is two completely different things. So in my situation, in my experience, I've been through elementary, then high school, and now university. I mean, I've been 20 years in school, university, and most of the information that got is gone. I do not remember most of the things that I was taught. And
Whoa, that's a bold statement.
yeah, and the reason is because the way they try to teach you things, the way they give you the information is through tests and exams. Is not a pleasant way to teach somebody, because schools, university have now become an exam center. You go on Monday, you have a test on maths. You go on Tuesday, you have a test on physics, and it goes like that for the whole week. And some schools, they allow teachers to put two exams on the same day.
Even more.
Yeah, and then you have the final exams. It's not just the tests, you have also the final exams. So it's very tiresome for students, and because it's not a pleasant way, they don't try to store that knowledge in them. They try just to study to get a good mark, because they don't have other option. And also it steals from them the free time of family time. They don't have much time. Exactly. They don't have much family time because their parents are working 9 to 5. They go to home after the work. Students go to home after the school, and they have to study. So these 2-3 hours that they have on their free time, their parents can. Those 2 hours that their parents have as free time, they cannot spend that time with their kids because their kids have to study. So it kills the family spirit, it kills the child's spirit, because instead of destroying families, it's destroying also the individual, because school teaches you that you are a certain thing. They teach you, for example, it asks you, what do you want to become in the future? A certain thing. I want to become a lawyer. A lawyer is a certain thing. What do you want to become? A doctor. A doctor is a certain thing. And because they become a certain thing for many years, there is a time in their life when they get at 40, 50, that they're like, well, I don't like this life. I am the same thing, I have the same routine for over 30 years. I want to do something else. But because they were a certain thing for so many years, insecurities get in their ways, fear of risking things, because they are used to be just one certain thing, and once they try to be something else, they're like, well, I am not something else, I am that certain thing. And that's what everybody gets wrong. That's what school gets wrong. Exactly. It shouldn't be like this. So in my situation, I got so many information from school, and just after the test, most of that information is just gone. And they say that most of the teachers used to tell me that, well, school tries to set you up for society, to set you up to become a good citizen and get you be ready for when you get older. Well, I'm 21 years old, and school never made me feel that I'm ready for life. Never taught me anything about life. I mean, most of the things that I was taught in school, I never used them in real life. I never had to use them in real life because they never
Same
helped
here,
me in
yeah.
real life.
Same.
I mean, we started a business, a clothing brand, and school never taught me how to start a clothing brand. School never taught me how to
Pay taxes.
pay taxes. Never taught me
How to get things done about taxes, finances, or
everything in business.
anything in life.
School never taught me how to make a good podcast or anything. So
Yeah, anything that regards under the business section, yeah, it just teaches you how to be a servant, how to be
Yeah,
an employee.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
That's what I think.
Yeah, actually, it became a factory that does mass production of slaves, of employees, and it's like it's like modern slavery, because back in
Yeah.
the day in Egyptian kings, they used to have slaves that would make air with leaves. I mean, it's the same thing nowadays.
I mean, it's
They-
just modernized. Like they wear suits, they are in a comfy little four-wall office
Yeah.
with air conditioning. It's just like, okay, it's my comfort zone. So it's a modernized way of saying, yeah, you're a slave, but you are a kind slave. You know?
No, the employees are
Yeah.
slaves. I mean, I have nothing wrong with 9 to 5 workers and
I mean, yeah, if you
employees. I mean, if it
you
does,
gotta do something to pay, to make out of your living,
Yeah,
to pay
to
your
survive.
rent, etc. Yeah, go for it, of course. I mean, respect everyone doing whatever they can to be able to afford to the families, etc. Of course, do whatever you want, however you want. It's just like the whole spectrum of education that we're talking about. It's like, I mean, I've never been to a coffee shop, let's say, for example, and the cashier, for example, asked me find the X on the triangle to be able to get your coffee. I mean, it's just pay me your cash. I mean, give me your money. I mean, because school teaches you how to actually find the X, the Y, the blah blah blah, all the algorithms, all the etc. etc. Things in maths. But in the long run, it's like, teach me how to pay taxes. Teach me how to manage my finances. Teach me how to be able to sort every day.
knowledge
daily
in general, give me some knowledge,
I mean,
not just random information.
I mean, the daily knowledge, which is literally taxes and finances and everything that is gonna make your living more comfortable in a way. I mean, I think school for me is just a nice way of saying I'm like an educated slave. Like, yeah, I'm an educated slave with some knowledge about the specific thing that I've studied for. I don't know, it's a bit like weird and kind of an irony to
I know.
think that you just
And,
pay.
yeah,
How much money you pay for, like, let's say 10k minimum, 9k,
a year, yeah.
yeah, for like a study or whatever, and then you like, okay, I don't like that, I'm gonna do another study. You pay another 10k whatever, and then you like, okay, I have I have two majors, I have two bachelors, I have two master degrees. Okay, I might make myself more comfortable finding a proper job, and then you end up like working on a job that's nowhere near to the stuff you've studied.
Yeah,
I mean,
they used to tell you
what-
that they try to tell you that that is good in order to get your money, because nowadays universities, private universities, they are just a business.
And public universities, I mean, everything is business.
Yeah,
the educational system is business.
they became a business because I mean, how many students are going to universities per year? In let's say in the US, 10 million. I mean, if they can take 10 grand,
Approximately.
if they can take 10 grand per every person of those 10 million, I mean, they are making loads of money. So their main purpose is not to give people knowledge, is not to make people rich, is not to make people have a better life, is to make their lives better. The owners of the university is to make themselves rich. They don't care about the students, about all these people that want to get majors and PhDs. They just want their money. It became businesses, and because I mean, all these new private universities, they are building all these homes, all these big buildings for the students to stay in there, and they are charging them $1,000 per month as a rent, and also they are charging them 10 additional grand per year for the major. I mean, they will make $100,000 per student by the end of their college degree.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a business. And
agree.
most people are like, no, you have to go get a degree to get a job to pay back your debt. Exactly.
And a lot of people like get a loan to be able to study, and then they live their whole lives just to pay off that debt.
Why?
I mean, it's kind of an irony, as I said before. I mean, imagine spending all those years sacrificing your life for a study that you might want it, you might like it, okay, I know, whatever, but you get a loan, like a massive loan, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, just to pay off 20, 30, 40 years later. So essentially you're all squashed together with your life, not to spend there, not to spend there, and there, because I have to pay off that debt, which is something that I've done a couple of years ago, or 10 years ago, whatever. So you essentially limit your life because of that debt.
And of course, don't get us wrong. I mean, workers and employees are important, because a lot of businesses, in order to stay healthy and grow, they need employees.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
but
I agree.
I mean, as an individual, I wouldn't feel okay with myself to just be an employee in a company that I know that the owner is making 100 times more revenue and profit than me.
1,000 more. If you want to study how to be a surgeon, doctor, or anything related to like the doctors kind of section, like neurosurgeon, cardiologist, whatever, I mean, you have to study. You have to spend a lot of time specifically learning every single detail of that stuff you're gonna pursue. And also for lawyers, but for computer science, computer engineering, I think those things can be learned from the internet. I mean, there's plenty of courses out there,
or
especially
YouTube tutorials.
Yeah, for computer-driven.
I mean, all
courses.
these Indian people.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much spent my whole university years watching tutorials from those guys, and they helped me a lot with some major assignments, especially with an assignment I had to do with the hospital terminal. That was quite handy.
And also all these people that want to become doctors nowadays, most of these people want to become doctors just for the money. I mean, you're risking lives. Lives are at stake. I mean,
essentially, it's because of the money.
Yeah,
just money driven. Yeah.
And the other thing is, you're watching someone giving up on his dream because he's completely focused on university, on school,
studies,
and
everything, exams.
Yeah, I used to tell them, you're lazy, and they're like, no, I'm not lazy. I had to sacrifice my dream in order to make a living, to study 8 hours a day, and you're calling me lazy? Yeah, you're lazy, because you are not choosing the risking choice. You are choosing the safest choice. And the reason I'm calling them lazy, because a hard worker isn't just someone who works hard at a certain thing. It's someone who works hard on something that is risky, that is dangerous, that maybe his future is at stake. And when I watch people drop out and go try and go for it for their idea, I mean, Steve Jobs dropped out of college. He took a typography class that wasn't on his university program, because when he dropped out, he had the opportunity to stop caring about the
typical exams, tests, quizzes, and everything.
He was just taking random other classes that would find interested, that he was interested in, and he took a typography class. And because of that typography class, he learned everything about typography. And if he wouldn't take these classes, Apple and in general every personal computer wouldn't have this beautiful typography that they have nowadays. So he dropped out and he went full in on his idea, and then now Apple is worth 3 trillion.
So,
That's a hard worker for me, because he worked hard on his dream. He worked hard on something that there was no guarantees in. It was dangerous. He didn't give up on that dream in order to go for something safe and something guaranteed, paycheck to paycheck.
Disclaimer, if for anyone doing, like, having to do this kind of thing to be able, that they have to work like a 9 to 5 to be able to afford their living, it's totally fine. Some people really need that. They really need, like, to be stable in a comfort, surely, let's say, job that pays, the decent amount of money every month, so they can be able to afford the expenses. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. You can take it to the next level. There's always like a small room for taking it to the next level. Right? If you want to stay in your comfort zone, you're more than welcome to do that. But we're talking about, like, going to the, to the extra, more advanced, more like risky. For example, your dreams that you probably love, you have like swapped away just because of your studies. But it's always room for improvement, isn't it?
Even though you are a 9 to 5 worker, you can find time and 1 hour a day to work on your dream.
Yeah.
Or you can invest an amount of your paycheck per month to become a millionaire in 10 years. There is none excuses about achieving your goals at every age. Even if you are working 2 jobs to make a living, you can still find time to make your dream a reality if you want to make that dream a reality, if you truly want that. I am going to university 8 hours per day. I'm going for training 3 hours per day. The remaining hours I'm working on our brand, on our podcast, and I'm sleeping 8 hours. How am I finding all this time to do all these things? It's because I'm scheduling and organize my day. If you can organize your day and say, okay, I will put 1 hour for my dream, you are putting 365 hours per year. You will make quantum leaps in 5 years, 10 years. You will be in a completely different place. If you just working hard on that 9 to 5 job, which is safe, comfort, and guaranteed, yes, you are a lazy piece of shit. Sorry for the expression, but they are a lazy piece of shit, because if they are truly hard workers, they will at least put that 1 hour per day, even though if they have family, even though if they have debt and the responsibilities. It's just 1 hour, 40 minutes per day.
I knew a lot of my colleagues, they were working 2 jobs, and they will still be able to find time to study and also work on the dreams. Like, they spend, for example, 3 hours studying, then 1 hour to the dream every single day for the rest 4 years of the studies in the university, and they will still be able to manage to find time to work both of the jobs. So you can't say to me that you don't have time, or like putting up all excuses about that and that and that. Come on. A lot of people we know actually work 2 jobs. They still find time even for the families, for the dream, sleep, eat, and do some all sorts of things, and also study. So you can't say that you don't have time, and so you essentially have to stop the excuses.
And the other thing is, if people are working that hard on something they hate, imagine how hard they could work on something they love.
Yeah, but I think the reason why is the other way around, is because the educational system told us so. Like, the educational system says to you, like, if you don't study, you ain't gonna have a proper job, and if you don't have a proper job, you ain't gonna get a proper monthly salary, and if you ain't gonna get a proper monthly salary, you ain't gonna be able to afford your expenses and everything else you're going to afford. So essentially everyone's mind's triggering like the comfort so-called section, was like, okay, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna be safe, I'm gonna be in a comfort zone, I know I'll get those 1k, 2k, 3k per month, and I'll live my life happily. All right.
Yeah.
But what about the dreams you had since you were 8, since you were 7, since you were literally since you were born? What about those? I mean, the way your dreams, because of a reason, it's not just like childish dreams. It's dreams if you do have a dream and if you do like something very, very, you are very passionate about it, I don't think it's just a dream. I mean, you should like go for it and not just give it up for the sake of studies or exams or because life's been hard or life's kicked you in the butt or stuff happened. I mean, look at us. Did we give up on our dream? Like, did we give up on our business? Did we give up on the things we had to do? No. And we still studied. We still went to college. We still did everything. We still spent time with the families. We still like properly sleep. And we still, grinding and hustling on our dreams. So, I mean, we just put all the excuses to the side and just fuck them. We keep grinding. That's what you should do. I mean, in our opinion.
And it was hard for us to take that step and that risk and start our brand, start our podcast, start investing on whatever things we invest.
And also we had some occasions where we had like part-time jobs.
Yeah.
So we had like more stuff to deal with at some point.
Yeah, but it was hard for us to take and make that change because school fills you with insecurities, with fears. As I said before, the fear of risk. Because, I mean, there are teachers that they're like, well, if you solve this problem in a different way than mine way, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Even though it's correct, he will just do this, 0.
Yeah.
And one other example is multiple choice questions that the detail of the problem says only one answer is correct, and there are 2 answers that seems to be correct, and maybe they are also both answers correct, but the one of 2, it's a better choice. But even though it's a better choice, it doesn't mean that the other answer is wrong.
I mean, it's a more efficient way.
And if you put the other answer, no, it's wrong. That thing that develops a fear of change, a fear of taking risk. It fills you with insecurities, and that's why you're taking the safest option to become an employee and get a paycheck and stay in your comfort zone, because that's how they program our minds, our brains. And the other thing I see is that,
I mean, if you do that, there's as we said before, there's nothing wrong. All right.
Yeah,
I mean, if you have to do it, you have to do it for your families. There's nothing wrong. It's just there's always an extra window for taking it to the next level. Just that, all right? And if you're going to do it, so just go for it. Just that. That's a disclaimer, just to be.
Yeah, sure, nothing wrong with that.
Just to make things clear.
If it makes you happy, continue doing it. But in our experience and situation, we found out that it's not the best choice.
Nothing wrong, as we said before. If you have to do that kind of thing, like 9 to 5 work, there's nothing wrong. I mean, if it makes you happy, go for it. But as JnS, we just say there's always a room for expanding your, let's say, self. I mean, you live once. You only have one life. You have to live it to the fullest, not just partying and all those kind of bullshit. Meaning, grinding, hustling, making the best of your life, providing, making proud of your families and your close ones or whatever. I mean, essentially becoming rich, because the important things in life require money, and if you don't have money, you can acquire those things, which is important and necessary for you.
And I mean, something I want to share that thought, because that thought is relatable to every student out there. And if they never felt that, if that thought never came into their mind, I mean,
across the mind, yeah,
it will really hit them right now. I mean,
okay.
I remember I was last year in high school, and I was lying in my bed, and I just felt really depressed. I didn't know why, and I had a message that we have a test next week. No, and I was like, fuck, again, test. And that thought came in my mind. I was like, I am studying. 18 years. Well, no, I am born. Then I study 18 years. Then I go get a job for 40 years to get a paycheck that
The minimum paycheck.
I will struggle to survive.
Yeah, especially when you have a family.
Then, if I'm lucky enough to get at 65, I will retire to get the minimum money in order to enjoy my life.
Which is limited already.
At 65,
Yeah.
I will wait until 65 to enjoy my life if I get there, and if I have the health to enjoy
Yeah.
these years.
Exactly.
And maybe I will
Oh my god.
and maybe I will be able to live just 10 years more. What can I do in 10 years?
Then you can
At
do a lot.
65,
At 65,
at 65 with problems in my knees, with problems in my back.
Yeah,
how
thyroid problem, back problem.
How I will be able to experience life in 10 years at 65 with all these problems with the minimum money?
Yeah.
I will never be able to travel the world.
I mean, you're gonna struggle a lot.
I will never be able to figure out why life is beautiful. Why
Yeah.
life
You ain't
is
gonna-
worth living if I live like that.
Yeah, you ain't gonna experience all the beauties that the world has, can offer.
I mean, I will repeat that. You get born, you go study 18 years, you get a work for, you get a job for 40 years,
Then you
minimum
retire.
wage, retire at 65 to
Then you-
enjoy your life,
Yeah.
to enjoy your life. Only if you get at 65. I mean, that's not the life I want to live. And that's why I said, okay, you know what? I will try to make my dream a reality, and I will make it. And I mean, we are closer than we were last year. I mean, in all social media, we have over 50k followers, and last year we had 500. I mean,
Yeah.
So remember, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, and let's say you are in the last year of high school and you have your final exams in order to get to a university, and you sacrifice everything that you dreamed about before to get into that university. If it's not your goal, if it's not the life that you want to live, I mean, throw it into the rubbish. Go for your goal, go for your dream. It's your life, it's not your parents' life, it's not the life that others want you to live. Go live your life. And even though you want to get that degree, you shouldn't let your dream go away. I mean,
Yeah, you shouldn't
You
give up
can-
on your dream.
you can get a degree and find 2 hours per day to go training, to work on your dream. And you can get a job until your dream becomes a reality. But listen to my words carefully. You can get a job until your dream becomes a reality. That means that you will be working on your dream while you are working on a different job, on a 9 to 5. And you can do that. You can work on your dream while studying in a university. You can work on your dream while getting a job. And once your dream becomes a reality, you throw that job and those degrees and everything that you didn't want it into the bin and go all in into your dream and live the life that you always wanted to live. I mean, that's what we're doing right now.
So, in short, what you said is like, if it makes them happy, this 9 to 5 comfort, in a way, job, they're more than welcome to do. All right. If it makes them happy, they can do it. But that doesn't mean that they should give up on their dreams as well. Like, you can do your 9 to 5 job, or any kind of job you've studied through university or whatever with your degrees, etc. But that doesn't stop you from, achieving / grinding, working on your dream. Alright? I mean, if you go on your dream just for the sake of your comfort zone, I mean, there's probably something wrong with you, because, come on, you've had this dream since I mean, not even God knows since when. So you're just willing to throw it away just for the sake of the 1k, 2k paycheck every single month. And even if it makes you happy, your dream, I mean, I bet your dream, if you get like 1k, 2k from your dream job, whatever, it's gonna hit different rather than doing like something that they force you to do through school or whatever. Alright, so if it makes you happy though, keep doing it, but also don't stop working on your dream. Alright, always there's room for improvement. There's a little window to take it to the next level. So just go for it. Alright, even if you have tons of other things to do, you still can find 30 minutes, even 10 minutes, I don't know, on your dream every single day for as long as you have to, till you make it. Alright, because then it's gonna hit different once you make it.
So, in conclusion, never let school define your future. Never let school decide the life that you will live. You are the one who decides the life that you want to live. And lastly, remember, in order to make your dreams a reality, you need to know that when they sleep,
We grind.
Upgrade your style with JnS. And remember, when they sleep, we grind. Find our shop in the link and description, jnsbros.com.